What's up, everybody? It's Low Beauty Demon. I'm back with more internet BS. I think I'm just gonna call this internet BS from now on because that's just like what I'm going with. Anyway, I have a lot to talk about, but first, before I get into it, I want to say everything that I am saying in here is my opinions. Nothing is fact. I am basing it on what I'm seeing online and how people are responding to situations, but please do not send anybody any negative hate or comments or anything like that. Please do not harass anybody. We don't need to be contributing to all the disasters that are happening on the internet right now. Also, I did want to mention I'm trying to become a coffee drinker, so I went and got the Frosted Animal Cracker Cold Brew, and it tastes like coffee, to be honest with you. I can kind of taste a little bit of the pumps of stuff that I put in there, but if you want to know more about that and follow my journey of testing Starbucks drinks and other weird little food items, please check out my TikTok. I'm starting to do like food reviews there. I will link it in the pinned comment down below. So now I want to get into what's going on with OFRA Cosmetics and Jen Love's reviews, and then we're going to talk about Gabbie Hanna's music video afterwards. But first, I wanted to talk about OFRA because it's kind of a big deal. So OFRA's vice president posted this photo where he's wearing a Make America Great Again hat and waving an American flag and flashing the OK symbol, which is known, at least in the United States, and I feel like at least universally, as a white power symbol or white supremacist symbol. Now, this photo was taken in 2016, but has only just come to light just recently. I'm not sure who initially screenshotted this and then tweeted OFRA Cosmetics, is this your owner? Because the screenshot that I have cut that off. But then Jen Love Reviews, rather, she tweeted a response to this because she did collaborate with OFRA Cosmetics. So first, OFRA posted a pinned tweet and it said, "We are sorry for any hurt or pain caused by an image that is circulating from 2016 of one of our owners. A hand gesture in this image was not meant with malice and was not meant to reflect any white supremacist values. We are internally discussing the next course of action. Please know we are in no way trying to sweep this situation under the rug. At our company, we have all types of races, ethnicities, and genders, and our diverse political beliefs are not reflected in our brand's goals to spread beauty and positivity." So Jen retweeted this, and then she also retweeted an image stating the OK hand gesture was a hoax by the members of 4chan to promote it as a hate symbol. And somewhere in there, it doesn't even have, like, I don't see, now I have a screenshot, so I can't enlarge that, but I don't even necessarily see, like, a year listed in that, and maybe it's cut off. But she says, "I'll be addressing this on Sunday. Though this is not the full story, one thing I do want to point out is that the OK symbol used for white power was begun in 2017. The photo people are referencing is from 2016. And then people started coming for her saying, it doesn't really matter. She's trying to establish some sort of timeline, but just because it became prevalent and more popular on 4chan as a joke would kind of lend credence to the idea that it already existed before and now 4chan was joking about it. Or maybe the owner of OFRA is even more of a trendsetter than we thought, and he actually popularized the OK symbol as a white supremacy movement. Now, I'm just kidding about that second one. I don't really think he created it. However, we can't say, oh, well, this didn't enter like the official 4chan lexicon and start to become popular until 2017, so this isn't what he meant. I think we can say that there's definite thought behind the hand gesture put in there. So a lot of people were letting her know, they were coming for her. So she tweeted again, "I wanted to be clear, I'm doing my research and have a story organized and ready for Sunday's show. We're going to talk about facts, not feelings." See, that's the thing, is she doesn't know facts about white supremacy. Well, I hope not, because the only way she would know that is if she's actually active in white supremacist groups. Are you going to KKK meetings? Are you going to this kind of stuff? I would hope not. So we don't really know what is and isn't facts when it comes to this stuff, especially because this kind of like ideology, especially people who are supporting Trump and are voting for him, at least in the second election, and believe that he lost, they follow a lot of conspiracy theories. So we can't really establish true timelines for that sort of stuff. And that also means this stuff can't be based in facts. So she said, what do we know? What is the evidence? Then let people decide for themselves what to do with those facts. So people were coming for her. They were also coming for other creators, and other creators did make public stances. Some have not. I know right before I made this video, Manny actually does have a Q&A video he just posted. I have not watched it yet, but I am going to assume, I know he does talk about it because it's a little blurb in the thumbnail. So I'm going to assume he's going to denounce them in a video, which is huge because so far I've only known of people denouncing people either in Twitter, on Instagram, or in the comments of their videos where they did use OFRA and they've gone in and cut those parts out and left the video up. Now, one person that people were really coming for, besides Jen, because she decided to sort of defend them in a sense, was Nikki Tutorials, because she's done a lot of collabs with OFRA and has worked with them heavily throughout the years. When I think of OFRA, I do kind of equate Nikki Tutorials to them because those highlighters are gorgeous. I never tried them. I wanted to, but I'm really glad I've never bought OFRA. So the big thing with Nikki is she's actually a pretty big celebrity over in Europe right now as well. She's a judge on Eurovision, which is a really big competition reality show over there. I think it's like an American Idol kind of thing. I don't really know. But she finally did make a statement, and she said, I think she tweeted it. No, she put it on her Instagram stories, which Kevin James Bennett did kind of call her out a little bit and said, why did you put this on a platform that it deletes the content after 24 hours? Kind of sus, but anyway, she said, I'm absolutely mortified and disgusted by some of the old tweets I saw the vice president of OFRA Cosmetics. I will not accept or associate myself to this behavior and am so disappointed. OFRA Cosmetics has treated me with such respect, but I can't and won't ever stand behind this. Please know I've been talking to the brand behind the scenes and have asked them how they will go on from here. My words have impact on businesses, but more so the people behind the business. I don't take that responsibility lightly. Once there are more answers, I will take action concerning my collaboration products. Now, I can totally understand that she's saying she needs time to determine how she's going to work with the company because I think Jen also states, she doesn't really know the owner. She works with different people. And Jen did come out with another statement. She said, on Tuesday, I tweeted the attached tweet, which is what we read a minute ago. My personal relationship with people at OFRA, not David, but the people actually involved in developing my collab, impacted my thought process, and I got hyper-focused on a detail that didn't matter. I allowed that to happen. I inappropriately acted on it, and I'm sorry. I'm ashamed and embarrassed that I even thought for a moment that the timeline of the white power symbol was important. What is important is that the owners of OFRA actively supported the Trump campaign in both elections. When you support Trump, you support racist and white supremacy ideology. When I collabed with OFRA, I had no idea the owners felt this way, or I would not have done it. My contract officially ends in January 2022, but I am attempting to end it sooner. I will not promote OFRA products as long as David and OFRA are employed by the brand. I do not support white supremacy or those who have donated to white supremacist movements, because it is shown that David, the vice president, has donated a lot of money to the Trump campaigns, a lot of money to both. I have asked OFRA to remove me from their website and deactivate my affiliate code. I have unlisted all my OFRA videos, including my launch video, so they cannot be found in YouTube search. I'm truly sorry to people who offended or hurt by my tweet about the timeline of the white power hand gesture was irrelevant and should not have been highlighted. Some people said this was a good apology, that she took accountability. I guess she did, but it took a lot of backlash for her to really see that, and that is what's concerning to me, especially because over the summer, I didn't even get to see this video because she just deleted it so fast, but she made a video following AOC's beauty routine, and apparently she said some microaggressive things towards her as a Hispanic woman, and she quickly deleted the video when she got a lot of backlash. I never even got to see it, so I have no idea what was in it, but then she just deleted it and kind of went silent for 4 days because she was apparently on vacation and couldn't do anything about it. But then she did come and make some sort of apology video. At this point, I was already unsubscribed from Jen Loves Reviews. I had subscribed to her for a while, more so especially with the Jaclyn Hill palette situation where she deep dived into the ingredients. And that was the kind of content I liked from her. I was never really a big fan of the makeup coffee chat Sunday thing live streams that she does, because it was a little more like a very like holier than now kind of feeling, and I feel like that's even too harsh to say, and I don't want to say like gatekeeping, but she definitely does give off a like, I'm very well educated, so I have a very broad understanding of all of this stuff, when there's always things that we need to learn, and you have to be very aware of the things that you're saying. And she didn't put any thought behind it. She just instantly decided that she was going to defend somebody based on a personal relationship. So that's that. We'll have to see how OFRA is going to move forward with this, because this is not a good look for them at all. A lot of people are pulling videos. There's so many people pulling support from them, and I'm just glad that I never bought any cosmetics from them. There were two other little beauty things that I wanted to point out real quick. One was that our beloved Coastal Scents, the OG Morphe, is going out of business, and they are not just going out of business, they're actually refunding all open orders, meaning they cannot actually fulfill the orders that they currently have right now. So it must be some sort of manufacturing issue, or I don't know, but it's kind of crazy. I started using Coastal Scents like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I haven't used them in a long time, but I did always like their brushes, and I would recommend them because, let's be honest, they're just Morphe brushes. They all come from Crown pretty much. So that was pretty sad. And then some people on Reddit were showing off the new KVD Beauty blush swatches, and they all look kind of photoshopped. I'm just going to put the picture here and just let you see what you guys think about that, because I think they look a little photoshoppy. And also, nobody puts blush on like that, especially a liquid blush. You don't glob it on. Okay, and then the last up, I want to talk about Gabbie Hanna's music video. I feel like we'll just keep the ball rolling with this Gabbie updates. Before I do jump into the Gabbie video, I did actually want to address something that has come forward about the whole situation with her sister and the artwork thievery. Her sister did make, I don't know what the platform this was on. This may have been Instagram stories, maybe. But her sister, who accused her of stealing art and not giving her credit, did actually come forward and say, look, I was wrong. Gabbie did credit me and my other sister in her second book. Yeah, so she admitted fault in that. However, then she just continued to go on this little like tirade of trashing Gabbie Hanna, her sister, to the point where Gabbie's other sister started coming out and defending Gabbie, and apparently multiple family members are defending her, talking about like based on how they grew up and how they were raised, this is why Gabbie acts this way. Honestly, at this point, that's just a whole family mess that I don't think any of us should be involved in. And like one of Gabbie's sisters said, this shouldn't be on the internet. This is just too much. But let's be real, Gabbie Hanna just shouldn't be on the internet. She needs some time to herself. Anyway, moving into her music video. She dropped a music video 2 days ago. I finally watched it last night because it was really hard to pull myself to watch it. Gabbie Hanna did a cover of Alanis Morissette's You Oughta Know, which I'm not really a fan of Alanis Morissette, like at all. In fact, I'm an anti-fan. I don't know. I never liked her, so I never paid attention. And she did a cover of You Oughta Know, which is a song that I really didn't like by Alanis Morissette, but I don't really like any of them. Now, I just took a couple little notes. I wrote down pros and cons. I wrote down a pro. Anyway, my first question was, why wasn't this on Gabbie's music channel? She literally has a channel called Gabbie Hanna Music Podcast and something else. And I clicked on that channel. This music video is not even on there. She didn't even like post it on multiple channels. She just posted it on her Gabbie Hanna channel. So that was weird. I was like, well, you have a whole music channel and it's nothing but her Burnout podcast. So just call that channel Burnout. Anyway, so that was just weird right off the bat to me. So listening to this song, I was like, this doesn't sound any different from Alanis Morissette's. It's definitely a cover because it sounds exactly like it, but it almost sounds more like karaoke, or that she's pretending that she's Alanis Morissette. To me, when an artist takes a song and they cover it, they make it their own. They put their spin on it. They change it. So you still are identifying with it as the original song, but you have this whole new feeling and mix of emotions with it. And I didn't get that with Gabbie because it just sounds exactly like Alanis Morissette. Her voice even sounds a lot like her. So, I guess kudos to her. She wanted to sound like that. Even right down to where the video was filmed in the desert. The original Alanis Morisette music video is filmed in the desert. I went back and I watched it last night. I don't even know if I'd ever seen it before ever. So it was kind of my first time watching both of them. Both of them take place in the desert. And at one point, Alanis Morisette is in the middle of the desert and she actually changes from this like black 90s slip dress, which loved it, into a white denim outfit. And Gabbie Hanna's even wearing white denim in this desert scene that she's doing. So she copied the song down to almost the exact notes and even the sound and the visual feel of it and even some of the costuming choices. So I see zero originality with this whatsoever. She definitely seemed like she's trying to give off like a grungy 90s alternative feel, but she doesn't. She's not sincere about it. Like, I just don't see sincerity in the performance that's happening in front of me. I've been to a lot of rock shows. I've seen a lot of people thrash around on stage and move around how she did, and it seemed organic. She just didn't seem organic in this. It just seemed like she's playing a role, like she's wanting to be like that 90s grunge goddess. Now, I'm also not a producer or a music video director or anything like that, but I grew up in the 90s. I've seen a lot of music videos. I watched MTV and VH1 all the time. TRL, Total Request Live, that was my jam. I personally hold myself responsible for making Britney Spears famous by getting her on TRL. That's a whole other story. Maybe I'll tell that sometime. It's really not that long. But I did have some like kind of critiques of like the filming choices, more so just the fact that it was very obvious that this was filmed all in one day because you had the different times of lighting changes, which maybe that was something that they decided that they wanted to do. But for me, it's kind of distracting to go from like 12 o'clock in the desert to like it's dusk, you know, and you're going like back and forth between these clips. Whereas like if you watch like in Alanis Morissette's video that takes place in the desert, or the Spice Girls, So You'll Be There, that takes place in the desert. These are filmed over several days, so that way they can get the same lighting every day. So the lighting changes kind of threw me off a little bit. I mean, I will say her voice sounded good. It sounded like Alanis Morisette, so it's not my cup of tea. But yeah. So, pros. This was probably a huge accomplishment. I'm sure it was probably very expensive to get the rights to this song to put it out. Doing covers is not cheap by any means. Yeah, I wasn't like overly wowed or impressed based on like all of the stuff that's been going on with her recently. I would have thought that there was more of an artistic expression coming soon, because this was filmed like in the midst of like a couple weeks ago when she was having her whole little breakdown thing, because she has her bangs cut and all that. So she's got the same hairstyle as all the creepy like TikToks and stuff she's been doing. So this isn't like an old video that she's been waiting for a while. She filmed this in one day while she was driving around screaming on her phone. I just thought more was going to be coming with this. Yeah, so that's just like my thoughts on the whole Gabbie Hanna video thing. Tell me what your thoughts are below. Actually, that's all my internet BS for the day. So yeah, please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. What'd you think about Gabbie Hanna's video? Voice your opinions here. Don't worry about going over to her video if you have a negative thought and clogging hers up. Just leave that negative thought about her video here. We don't need to send her any more hate or harassment. It just ignites her stance and stuff. We don't need that, right? And don't forget to check out my TikTok and see all the fun stuff that I'm trying. I will see you guys next time. Laters. Bye.